Do your farts smell like rotten eggs? Or maybe you're just here asking for a friend? Well, either way, by the end of this video, both you and your friend will know exactly why your farts smell so bad and what you can do to fix it. I'm Kelsey Ale, and for the best gut health and nutrition advice, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video. I've been in the health and wellness industry for over a decade, and farting and bloating are by far two of the most common uncomfortable symptoms that people experience. So let's talk about farting. First of all, everyone farts. You fart. I fart. Farts typically happen when you swallow air or when the food you eat isn't properly broken down in your digestive tract. It interacts with the bacteria and the microbes in there, and it ferments, which causes gases. So about 75% of your farts are caused by the interaction of your gut bacteria and microbes with the food you just ate. Now, sometimes farting can be okay. It's totally normal to fart a few times throughout the day. Remember, like I said, some of the farts that come out are actually just a result of you swallowing air. And sometimes farts can be an indication that your high fiber diet is really nourishing the beneficial bacteria in your gut. But when your farts start to get out of hand and smell like rotten eggs, you have a problem, and so does everyone around you. So today we'll go over a few of the main reasons why your farts smell specifically like rotten eggs or hydrogen sulfide. I'm not going to go too much into other fart stank, though generally fart stanks of all kinds have similar causes. So one of the first reasons your farts smell like rotten eggs is because your body can't break down or process the sulfur you just ate. Maybe you ate an excess of it and there's too much in your system, or maybe your digestion is off and your body just can't break down all the compounds. Some foods you might be eating that are high in sulfur include eggs, broccoli, cabbage, and that whole cruciferous family, onions, garlic, and the allium family, some whole grains, some high protein foods, and some leafy greens. So yeah, basically pretty much anything you're eating that's healthy probably has sulfur compounds in it. But eating sulfur-containing foods isn't a bad thing. In fact, quite the opposite. Sulfur compounds are important amino acids. They act as antioxidants and they protect and repair your DNA. So the right question to be asking right now is, why are these sulfur smells coming out in your farts? Do you have any guesses? Let me know in the comments. This is going to be hilarious. I'll just give you a second to make your guesses. Well, one of the main reasons your farts smell like the sulfur you just ate is because you're not digesting your food properly, especially the carbohydrates. This is because when carbohydrates aren't broken down properly, they ferment more easily in your digestive tract. Plus, a lot of the foods we just mentioned that are high in sulfur compounds are carbohydrates. You need to make sure that you really thoroughly chew your food in order to break it down, especially in your mouth where the salivary amylase begins the process of carbohydrate digestion. You're going to hate me for this, but it's ideal to chew each bite 20 to 30 times to make sure that it's physically broken down and the saliva has had a chance to mix and mingle with all of the carbs in there. And if that doesn't work, definitely consider adding in a digestive enzyme. I linked my personal favorite below the video. Another thing that might be causing your rotten egg farts is having a dairy intolerance or a lactose intolerance. And this happens when you consume dairy that's high in sulfur and you lack lactase, which is the enzyme that helps you break it down. So again, it's an example of not digesting your food properly, resulting in rotten egg farts. Now, how do you fix this? Well, I recommend cutting out dairy for 1 to 2 weeks and see how it goes. And if you notice that not having dairy for that period of time eliminates your rotten egg farts, then you know dairy is the culprit and you can avoid dairy on a regular basis. Unless you're not going to be around people for 48 hours, in which case cheese it up. Now, for my favorite. I'm just kidding. But one of the main causes of rotten egg farts can be dysbiosis. Dysbiosis occurs when there's an imbalance in the type of organism in a person's microflora, especially the gut. So dysbiosis means that we have all of these microbes, these bacteria and whatnot living in our system all the time, hunky-dory, totally in balance. If one of those strains is put under the right conditions to overgrow, or if a pathogenic strain or a bad guy gets introduced from the outside, or if some of these strains decide to migrate to a location they shouldn't be, like your small intestine, all of these factors can lead to rotten egg farts, not fights. Ugh. Because the bacteria consumes the sulfur compounds that you just ate, it excretes hydrogen sulfide, and then you fart it out. A great example of this is SIBO, or small intestine bacterial overgrowth. People with SIBO can overproduce hydrogen sulfide gas or methane or both as a result of the bacteria migrating to a place that it shouldn't be, your small intestine, and getting out of whack and kind of having a party. Think of it like teenagers sneaking out of their houses and like throwing a rager. And this leads to a lot of uncomfortable symptoms like bloating and farting and a lot of food intolerances if this is happening in your body. Now, to catch these kids or to determine if you have SIBO, you have to take a specialized breath test and work with a gut health specialist who will build a totally custom, effective protocol to help you eradicate the SIBO and get your gut health back to normal. Some other bacterial strains that can cause rotten egg smelling farts are E. coli and Staphylococcus and Streptococcus. When these bacteria overgrow in your large intestine, they can cause a lot of smelly farts. And before you freak out because you hear E. coli and staph infection, just know that these bacteria are present in small amounts all the time, and when they're in balance, they're not a bad thing. It's only when they overgrow and get out of control that you can have smelly farts and bloating, you can feel lethargic, you can have skin issues, a whole host of issues, including your rotten egg farts. So there you have it. The 3 most common causes of rotten egg smelling farts are improper digestion, not chewing enough, or need for enzyme support, lactose intolerance, or dysbiosis, overgrowth of bacteria or a negative bacteria being introduced to the small or the large intestine. Now, some other causes of rotten egg smelling farts include certain medications that you might be on or other pre-existing illnesses or conditions. But primarily, most of us are going to be experiencing our rotten egg smelling our farts because of improper digestion, lactose intolerance, or dysbiosis. Now, you may have heard or read suggestions for cutting sulfur foods out of your diet to treat your rotten egg farts or following specialized diets like the FODMAPs diet. I don't personally think these are the best options because remember, sulfur-containing foods have sulfur compounds that are really beneficial to our DNA and other body systems, so we want to keep them in our diet as much as possible. And secondly, if you're following a specialized diet like the FODMAPs diet just to avoid a specific symptom like rotten egg farts, then you're not ultimately treating the root cause, which means you're not doing the best job of eliminating the rotten egg farts for good. It's just a Band-Aid. So instead of taking on a really highly restrictive diet or eliminating sulfur foods from your diet, first focus on supporting your digestion. Remember to think like a train and chew, chew, chew every bite. And remember to add in digestive enzymes. If you need a little bit of enzyme support, I linked my favorite kind below the video. And also consider cutting out dairy for a little while and see if that helps you eliminate your rotten egg farts. Now, if you experience rotten egg farts along with cramping and diarrhea, bloating, and other uncomfortable gut issues, it's probably time to work with a gut health specialist like me, who can run tests and help you figure out the exact cause of your symptoms and then develop a protocol so you can heal your gut and feel great in your own skin again and stop scaring your friends with your farts. I've included a link below. You can schedule a discovery call so we can hop on the phone and chat and see if we're a good fit to work together. I would love to run some tests that are in depth to help you identify your gut health issues. I'll then build a custom dietary and supplement protocol for you and support you through the entire gut healing process so you can feel amazing. And be sure to check out these other videos for more tips on how to heal your gut naturally. If you liked this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Remember to subscribe and share it with your friends, and I'll see you next time. All right. Your farts smell bad too sometimes.